the right gets one thing right, what is the left really doing for us? I mean,
when the left says that African Americans they need to be helped, I don't know if you've seen that video where a bunch of white people were being asked about voting, and African Americans, and some of them seem to think that African Americans don't even know how to use the internet. They don't know, they might not have the money to get a subscription for the internet. Some don't know where the licensing office is.
I'm Ami Horowitz, and I'm here in Berkeley, California to find out if voter ID laws suppress the black vote. Do you have an opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad. I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Would you go as far as say those laws are racist?
For sure.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely.
Tell us how.
Because they're less likely to have state IDs.
Minority voters are less likely to have the kinds of IDs that have been described or required.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other places where they can get identification.
You can always get IDs you do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works. A lot of people have smartphones, but you might not have data. For most of the communities, they don't really know what is out there just because they're not aware or they're not informed. I also think there's a repression of black voting with how if you're a convicted felon, you're not allowed to vote and everything. And when you look at swing states like Florida, that's a huge population of the African Americans.
In that sort of situation, how would you respond to that kind of misconception or infantilization of black people by the left?
okay, well, two things when I saw that video, and the one thing the video got right is, and I know you're going to love hearing this, but I think the left is worse than the right. And there's an analogy that I won't use, but I mean, to me, it's tantamount to nodding your head and pretending you're listening. That's what the left does. They think they're listening, or they think, I mean, it's almost like canned answers. Nod their head, give their canned answer, and then vote for us, and then move on once they get elected. And the right, and I may be going beyond your question here, let me know if I'm editorializing, but the right gets one thing right. What is the left really doing for us? I mean,
so in that instance, do you think that what the left is doing, do you think is by design, or do they have some sort of...
I think it's ineptitude, and I'm going to sound like a raging far right person, and I'm not. But I actually think it's ineptitude. If you don't understand the problem, you can't fix it.
So their attitude is born out of a misconception of the problem, misunderstanding of the problem, rather than being sinister, rather than just aiming to be on your side. Is that what you're saying?
I think it's, I don't know if it's sinister or not, but you know how the concept of frenemies, you just kind of pretend that somebody, I mean, it's almost like a high school sort of thing. You pretend to be somebody's friend, but really you don't care that much about them. It's fashionable to be with this person. It's fashionable to have the black friend, but do you really, outside of the appearance, is it really a substantive relationship?
Okay, so let's go over to Wolf now. Wolf, same question to you.
Yeah.
What do you think of that scenario?
Well, yeah, kind of a backstory on it, because I was left at first. I was on the left side, but then I saw the problems with them, so I went to the right side. And then I saw the problems with them, and I just said, I'm not going to participate. And I agree with Stanley. The left is more obvious about it. They're more obvious about what they think about us. They make it clear. The right is a little bit better at hiding it. And that is pretty much a true thing. you know, for them to say some
Amen.
of those things is crazy because, you know, for you to think black people are dumb and that they don't have access to the internet and they don't know how to vote and they don't know how to get an ID, that is literally just pure lunacy to me. Like, I have met even some of the kids failing in high school and they know where the DMV is. I mean, they know where this stuff is. And in my eyes, for you to say that to me, what that tells me is you see me as less than you and you want me to vote for you because that's something else, at least, that I agree with. All they care about is our vote. They don't care about fixing anything because they live in these comfortable environments. They don't live in the hoods where people's getting stabbed and shot on a daily basis. That's why a lot of these, I hate to say the term, but white liberals, they won't come to the hood. They know better because they come around talking crazy like that and they're going to leave dead. That's just how it is. Like, it's just, I agree with Stanley. Like, the right, they are better at concealing it though. But that's, I'm sure you're going to get into that next, so I'll stay on the topic. The left just, they play nice, right? They're the ones that say, oh, well, I'm not racist because I got a black friend. That's the type of shit that I hear from them. And I don't care what you think about that. That's like, no, bro, if you say stuff like that, you got to be racist. There's no way you can seriously believe that, what you just said. So, yeah.
Wow.